Philip Kennedy Johnson, Si Spurrier, Dale Eaglesham, and Ian Churchill explore an important lesson from Clark Kent's childhood and how the same lesson was taught in a very, very different way on the worn-torn wastes of Warworld. Philip Kennedy Johnson and Si Spurrier dive into this year's annual with a fantastically interwoven storyline that connects up Clark Kent's childhood with a story of a child on Warworld and how the same lesson can be taught in drastically different ways. I always love when writers delve into Clark's childhood and always find a new and interesting way to impart one of the myriad of lessons Clark learned over the years that helped him become the man that would become Superman. Here is no different, as Philip and Si craft a heartfelt and wholesome story about how it's the little things that matter, and the little things, if properly looked after and affirmed in people, can change the lives of many. On the other side of that, we get the Warzone version of this story, and it's filled with blood and death and misery. It was such a fantastic dichotomy to see the rise of the current Mongol, since it was a great inverse for how Clark became Superman. We get to see how this Mongol became the Mongol he is, and how he got instilled with those tenets of Warzones don't protect and everything like that, and how weakness needs to be cast off, and that includes while Clark cares for people as Superman and as Clark Kent, and it's a fantastic dichotomy, and I'm excited to see where he factors into the Warworld saga and what Johnson has in store for us, and I'm sure it's amazing, and I hope we get to see a bit more of the Mongol's rise to power and to kill the previous Mongol and become the Mongol we've seen in the Warworld saga as we know it. Dale Eaglesham and Ian Churchill tackle the artwork of the issue, with each artist taking both the Smallville and the Warworld story. Ian dealt with Clark's story, painting up a fantastically bright and colourful Smallville story, and it greatly contrasted Dale's dour, yellow and black-hued Warworld storyline that was rightfully filled with gross violence and some pretty cool monsters. Action Comics 2022 Annual was a brilliant look at how the same lesson can be taught in wildly different ways, showcasing us another heartfelt and wholesome story that helped Clark become the man he is as Superman, as well as an awesome Warzone-centric storyline that will no doubt come back into the Warworld saga as we get deeper into it. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Action Comics 2022 Annual finds a young Clark listening to Mark Kent tell him about paying attention to the little things, since they grow up and out and away. While it seems so slow, one day it'll be too late to change a thing. Ma reveals that she saw Clark use his super breath to take the ball from an opponent in their soccer match, but Clark doesn't care since it was just a little puff of breath and it wasn't dishonest. Martha knows that everyone has secrets, some from strangers and some from the ones they love, and even Clark has secrets. The boy that Clark took the ball from knows Clark cheated somehow, but no one believes him, as Martha knows that Clark is going to spend his whole life figuring out how much of himself he can share with the world, and she doesn't want him wrecking his choices over a game of soccer. She wants to know what's really going on, and Clark reveals that the boy's name is Caleb Withers, and he's the new kid in the class, and he's mean to everyone. Martha remembers seeing Caleb's rather angry father yelling at him during the soccer game, while Clark tells her that just before the end of the game, Caleb called his mother fat. Clark doesn't like the boy, and he had to beat him even if it means cheating, and maybe Caleb losing will teach him a lesson. Martha knows that that's not how they do things, and little things grow big in the blink of an eye, and they only get one shot at helping people grow the right way. Clark doesn't understand, but she knows that for Clark it's easy, but for some people they go their entire lives not knowing what it's like, so if he can help them and guide the people to find what is amazing about themselves, then that's the power to change the world. Long ago on Warworld, a young Warzone is beaten down by a strong female warrior called Weak and Fragile for not striking another Warzone in the back. The boy knows that striking an enemy from behind is cowardly, but the woman knows that this is their culling day and he will be giving a choice between his or his enemy's lives, and he has chosen his enemy's life, which is cowardice. She throws the boy back into the arena, demanding he fight his opponent, her son, smashing him in the face. The warrior woman tells the boy's mother that her son is soft-hearted, and even if he survives, he'll be exiled. The mother knows that her boy's fate isn't there since he is the son of Mongol. The warrior knows that her son is the son of Mongol, and Mongol would never have laid with a woman like her. She knows the Mongol who is bested a fully grown bull mammoth at the boy's age. She points out how her son is dominating the weaker boys since he has no pity for him and he will make their tribe stronger, and then when he's of age he will kill his father and take his name and become the ruler of Warworld, while the other boy will be bones in all of the pits. The two mothers begin to fight as the boy is beaten by more of his opponents. His mother knows that her son won't die in exile and he is the son of Mongol, and today all his debts and hers will be repaid. Back on Earth, Clark apologizes, but he doesn't understand why he shouldn't win. Martha says that it's not a win if it's easy, and he doesn't need to score a goal to know he can do it, since he knows he can do it. She says that some other kids, maybe even Caleb, might need to score a goal to make their day, and it might even change his entire life, but now they won't ever know. Angered at what's happened, Caleb kicks the ball at Clark, calling him a cheater, but the ball hits Martha, knocking off her wig and revealing that she's undergoing cancer treatment, something which shocks Clark. Clark intends to confront Caleb, but Martha knows that he won't do anything since if he fights Caleb, Caleb might just break his hand on his jaw, and the real strength isn't about knocking things down. She says real strength is getting back up, and more than that, real strength is showing people how to stand tall. Later that night, Clark sneaks out of the farm, speeding across the fields to get revenge on Caleb. At Caleb's house, Clark tries to take the boy's bike, knowing that he'll have to walk to school when he hears a commotion. Hiding nearby, Clark hears Caleb's drunk father beat him, demanding the boy not talk back to him, calling him useless, and his mother left because she was so ashamed of him. The man leaves the house to get more beer, taking off in his truck. He soon falls asleep at the wheel, heading straight through a field and towards the busy interstate highway. Luckily, Clark stops the car before he hits the highway. The man crawls from the car and passes out, so Clark takes him to the local hospital, leaving him at the door when he hears his mother's name being called by a nurse. He finds a doctor telling Martha that her cancer is real aggressive, and while chemo is on track, it could go either way. Martha understands, but she isn't afraid, making the nurse tell her that she's an inspiration to them all and she's always so upbeat during her all-night chemotherapy sessions. Martha knows you have to roll with the punches since that's life, and she knows when they can't rely on stuff you took for granted, that's when you start to see the important little things that you know were never there. On Warworld, the weak Warzun and his mother are cast out from the tribe into the Golgothian wastes. The mother knows that their story won't end like this, and her son will yet learn his way, and they'll have their vengeance on the tribe. The mother and son begin their exile, with the mother telling the boy to stay silent and to watch her as she is attacked by a gutter leech, which attaches itself to her arm. She rips it off and tells the boy that he is not to eat it, telling him the scavengers out there will eat things when they are dead, and if they leave something behind for them, they'll keep their distance from them. The boy asks what they are to eat, but his mother takes a piece of the gutter leech, knowing that it's hers and the boy must find his own food. The boy crafts a spear from some of the wreckage nearby, and later on, after finding his mother again, he shows her that he has killed a dog-like creature, knowing that his mother was right about the scavengers coming. He tells her to eat to strengthen herself, but she attacks her son, knowing Warzuns do not protect, and every act he does shames her. She wonders if he'll spare the cannibal tribe that will no doubt attack them, as she smashes her son in the face over and over. Leaving her son again, she tells him if he uses his strength to protect her, he weakens himself, and the Warzun chooses his own life, and it's how they endure what others can't. Clark meanwhile tells himself it's not much, but he wants to show his mother a gesture, trying to cut off his own hair just to be like her. After finding scissors break against his hair, he tries a chainsaw out in the barn, knowing that he is sorry if he ever lets his parents down. Chainsaw, however, breaks, as later at another soccer match, Caleb again picks on Clark and makes fun of Martha not being there. Clark doesn't take the bait, walking away as Pete Ross and others tell Caleb to leave Clark alone since even his father isn't there, hearing rumors that he tried to jump his car over the interstate so he didn't miss happy hour. The kids keep picking on Caleb, but Clark returns, telling them to stop. Caleb demands Clark stop sticking up for him, going to punch Clark, as Clark at super speed remembers his mother's words about the little things and the strength is showing people that you can stand tall. He rolls with the punch so Caleb's arm doesn't break, and Caleb for a brief moment is happy, but Clark gets up, telling him that he isn't his father, and he doesn't have to be. Caleb begins to cry as on Warworld, the mother and son are captured by the Kalathingir tribe. The mother tells them to face the mate and son of Mongul, but before the tribe can kill them, they hear a loud roar, knowing it to be the bull mammoth, which charges them from the wreckage, killing most of the tribe as the mother and son escape. The mother lifts a heavy rock, attacking the creature, but it spears her in the stomach with one of its tusks. The boy flies into a rage, charging to the beast and jumping into its maw, stabbing it through the head from within. The blood-covered boy crawls from the beast to find his mother, telling her that he'll make the tribe heal her since they survive in the wastes and they must know a way to heal people. The mother knows that he can be stronger than the tribe and they will take him into their tribe now and teach them their ways to survive. She gives the boy her knife, telling him to take it and use it. The boy wants to know that as a Warzone, she said they don't protect, but she tried to protect him from the monster. The woman says that Mongul, who is, chose to favor her and gave her a son before casting them off to die in the pits. She wants her son to kill Mongul for what he did to them as she dies. The boy takes up the knife, knowing that he will get vengeance on Mongul. At the Smallville hospital, the Kents are told by the doctor that Martha is expected to make a full recovery from her cancer treatment. Martha is sorry to Clark that they didn't explain what was happening, but they didn't want him to worry. Clark understands, and it helped him figure out a few things about himself as well. Soon Caleb comes by, wanting to see Mrs. Kent. He reveals he's going to stay with an aunt in Metropolis, but he wanted to apologize for kicking the ball at her the other day, as well as laughing at her. He knows his mother wouldn't have liked that either, as he reveals that he has cut off all his hair to show support for Martha, knowing the little things felt more important. Years later, Superman overlooks Mighty Oaks Community Youth Outreach Center, the place Caleb founded, as he remembers his mother's words about the little things, and how they grow big in the blink of an eye, and you only get one shot at helping them grow the right way. He watches as Caleb is told about another troubled youth by some police officers, offering the boy a chance to join the soccer team, as Clark remembers that if he can help people feel special and guide the people to find what's amazing about them, then that's the power to change the world. On Warworld, some Warzoons spot a lone wanderer who demands to pass their checkpoint. The Warzoons refuse to let him pass as they try and kill him, but the man attacks, killing one of them with his mammoth tusk. The wanderer is revealed to be the boy all grown up, revealing the bull mammoth tusk he has as a weapon, as he proclaims that he is of Mongul's tribe and he has to be let by. One of the Warzoons recognizes him, asking how he got the bull mammoth horn, so the man tells him he killed one like Mongul did years ago, and his mother paid her debt in the wastes and the dead Warzoon at his feet paid his, so he will be let past or both of them will also pay. The two Warzoons join him, remembering the knife of his mother and how fierce she was. Man says that she kept the Warzoon way but betrayed them in the end, since Warzoons do not protect.